Hi, well, today we're joined by our new Delaware State Chair, Dr. Michael Katz. We're so glad to have him on board. So thank you, Dr. Katz, for joining us today.
It's great to be with you and with term limits, U.S. term limits. Thank you.
Oh, we're thrilled to have you on board. Can you tell us a little bit about your background?
Sure. I'm a pediatric critical care anesthesiologist, business owner, and a former Delaware state senator. I was raised in a working class family in Connecticut. My dad was a World War II Navy veteran, police officer in our town, and he owned a cleaning company. And mom was the editor of our town newspaper.
Wow.
I was the first man in my family to attend college. I earned a degree in economics from Bates College and my medical degree in international executive MBA at Georgetown University. And I completed my pediatric anesthesia and critical care medicine fellowship at Boston Children's and Harvard Med School, and was subsequently recruited in 1996 to AI DuPont Hospital for Children, now Nemours, and Jefferson Medical College, which brought me and my wife Trish to Delaware. We've been married 38 years and we have three adult kids who are now all pursuing their careers.
Wow, what an impressive career that you've had. So, we're so glad to have you on board. So, tell us, why is it term limits important to you?
Well, I see term limits can help solve the problem of our divided and dysfunctional Congress. It will help to depoliticize our governance, decrease our nation's divisiveness and dysfunction, and unify America. And I think of what John Adams said, there's nothing that he dreaded so much as the division of the republic into two great parties, each arranged under its leader and concerning measures in opposition to each other. And 200 plus years later, that's where we find America. So the vision of the founding fathers was that America should be governed by citizen legislators, citizens who serve temporarily and then return to their private lives. Today, many politicians remain in office for decades, prioritizing their power and access to money over public service. Term limits will allow us to return to the founders' original vision of temporary public service, ensuring that elected officials remain dedicated to the common good rather than personal career and financial advancement. Term limits will allow servant leaders to step forward to serve, and these are leaders who place people over party and service above self.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. Do you think if we were to implement term limits, we'd get more voices, more fresh voices down there in Congress?
Definitely. Long-term incumbency tends to lead to entrenched relationships with lobbyists and special interest groups, resulting in policies that favor a select few and ignoring everyday Americans and essentially taking their voices away. The term limits will disrupt these relationships, reducing corruption and the influence of money. And term limits will return our nation to a culture of public service, ensuring that those in office prioritize the needs and well-being of everyday citizens over political power and financial gain. Elected officials should be servants of the people, not career politicians. They should serve the voices and needs of everyday Americans.
I couldn't agree with you more. So, wow. Tell us, how do people in Delaware feel about term limits?
Delawareans are very pragmatic. They work hard and they want to build a better life for their families and their kids. They want a government that is efficient, not corrupt, and leaders who solve problems to improve the lives of all Delawareans and Americans. When Delawareans talk about term limits, they see it as a way to reduce corruption and partisanship in Congress and a way to break the gridlock and dysfunction in Washington so that Congress can get back to the work of solving America's complex problems, such as affordable health care, our broken education system, the high cost of living, and our nation's out of control deficit. So Delawareans want a government that serves the people. Term limits will break the gridlock of career politician control and allow smart and highly skilled citizens to step forward to serve our country.
Yep, that's for sure. Well, that's great to hear. It's very popular in Delaware. So, how do people get in touch with you to get involved?
Yeah, the best way to reach me is by email. They can email me at mike@drmikekatz.com. It's Mike at drmikekatz.com.
All right. Well, great. Well, I'm so glad you could join us today, and you're going to be such a important part of our efforts in Delaware. And so we're so thankful to have you as part of our team.
Well, thank you. And I appreciate all that U.S. Term Limits is doing to promote term limits and the opportunity that term limits presents to all America to ensure that Congress serves the voices and needs of every American.
Well, thank you.